welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jadine. If you're not, hey, how's it going? Today we're just going to talk about how I graduated college in 3 years and some tips and tricks on how you can do it too. So the first thing that I did started in high school. So in high school, I took IB classes and AP classes. AP for advanced placement and IB for something I don't remember what the name is. But those classes advanced my credits in college, I guess you can say. It applied to classes already that were like intro classes, so I didn't have to take them again. So I did that, and I started that my junior year of high school, I think, is when you could take IB classes, because there was a first level and a second level. So that's my first tip, and my first thing of advice is to take IB and AP classes. They help you in so many ways. Now, not every school takes IB and AP. Some of them just take AP and some of them just take IB. It kind of really depends on the school. And also on top of that, the school that you are applying to or the college that you want to go to also only takes a certain amount of credits. So for my school, I took IB English, excuse me, and it applied to both my English classes that I needed to take first and second year. And at other schools, like in Virginia, I know because I used to live there, school there, I know that they do not take all your credits for first and second year of English comp. So that's something you have to pay attention to. That's something that you're going to want to email the admissions people about, or admissions individuals about, and ask them what credits they do take and what credits they don't take, so then you're just not wasting your time taking it. But I do recommend that you take all the IB classes that you can take, as many as you can, because you can graduate in 2 years or 3 years with IB credits instead of 4. It really just depends. And if you don't want to graduate early and you just want to do the experience, then take all 4 years. Don't even bother taking IB. You're still going to graduate in 4 years regardless at the end of the day. Number 2, my second piece of advice that I did in college was that I took classes starting in the summer, fall, winter, spring, and then summer again. So when I applied for my school, I went to USF, or University of South Florida, for undergrad school, and they had me entering in the summer semester of 2017. So I started during the summer, and I took 3 classes, and we did a study abroad, study away type of environment, pretty much. We went to school first to get acclimated to the environment and learn places early before starting in the fall, unlike other students who just start straight in the fall. And then we did classes for 3 to 4 weeks, and then we went on a trip, pretty much, and we learned stuff that was related to the classes that we were taking. And we did other stuff along the way on the drives there, the flight there. And now the amount of classes you take per semester, again, depends on the school that you're going to. I know for my school, we had to have at least 15 credits to be considered full-time. Well, not 15, more like 12 credits to be considered full-time. But I took 15 every year because I was taking 6 classes during the fall and the spring semesters. Now during the summer and the winter, those two varied depending on what was available and what I needed to take. During the winter, I only took 1 class, and then during the summer, I took 2 to 3, depending on, again, what classes were available, what I needed to get done, what I didn't need to get done, and just what I wanted to do. So that's all the advice I really have on graduating early. Some other tips and tricks that I have are this saved me a lot of money, but do not buy every book that you need in college, because you do not need every single book. I guarantee it, because there are some classes that I took that said they required the textbook that you purchase it, but we didn't even use the textbook. So you have to definitely read the syllabus that's first. If you know older people who took the same class, or like an upperclassman, or one of your friends who took the class prior to you taking it, ask them if they use the textbook, because I guarantee that sometimes they do not, or they don't even have any readings for it. It's just there for you, for if you need it. If you don't really need it, if you aren't textbook based and you're more class based and lecture based, then you don't need a textbook. But if you are more of the person who likes to read and take notes from the textbook directly, then definitely get the textbook. You can also probably just purchase the online version or find PDF files that are cheaper than buying it from your school. If you find a cheaper version on a different site, some schools or some bookstores at the school that you're going to may match that price. It really depends on the school that you're going to. I know that my school did that. They price matched certain things, just some things, not all the time. But otherwise, I would more or less buy my books from Amazon buy or rent books from Amazon because it was cheaper than buying and renting from the school. And if you bought from the school and you would take it back to like sell the book back to the school, and it wasn't like, if it's not messed up really badly or anything like that, they only give you a certain amount back, and you spent hundreds of dollars on all these books and they're only giving you like $40 back for a book. And I'm like, well, that's not sufficient enough for me, but it is what it is. So what I did personally is I went on to my school's site, and I was a health science major in college. So we had an organization board on Canvas. Some schools don't use Canvas, some do. And I went on that board and messaged out sent out a mass message about me selling my books, and people bought them. And it was an easier way to make money then, and it was cheaper for those people to buy a cheaper book than spending hundreds of dollars on a book when I could sell it to them for like $40, $30, depending on the book, of course. And especially if it's in brand new condition, like it's worth a lot more than buying a book from the bookstore that's worth $150. That's unnecessary. Like, you're already getting my money in tuition. Least you can do is give me some money back with my book. It's in good condition, but whatever. Who knows? My fifth thing of advice is definitely do shadowing and internships your freshman year. Do not wait to do this your senior year, unless you are so certain and headstrong that you are going to pursue this career. If you are not that certain, volunteer, shadow, intern with these people to see if that's something you really want to do. Because if you don't want to do it and you're just taking classes and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a doctor or whatever, and you're taking all these classes, spending all this money, and then your senior year you're like, yeah, I really don't want to do this anymore and I want to change my major, then you're in school much longer than you need to be, and you just wasted all that money on trying to get a degree that you didn't even want to get. So that is my biggest advice, is do internships and shadow first your freshman year, so then you can make the decision and be like, okay, I don't really like this, I want to change my major. And if you just come into freshman year and you still don't know what to do, try different things, see what you like, and then whatever you like to do, pursue that. Don't do something just because you're over here like, oh well, that's where all the money is, that's how I'm gonna make the most money, that's how I'm gonna live a perfect life, blah blah blah. No, do something that makes you happy and that you're passionate about, because I guarantee you that if you're passionate and happy about it, you're gonna get more out of that career down the road than you will with a career that you do not like. If you go into a career that you do not like, you're just gonna be miserable. You're gonna come home complaining to whoever you're complaining to, and you're just gonna be sad and miserable, and you're not gonna want to go to work. You're gonna wake up and be like, oh, I really don't want to do this today, like, oh my gosh, this is annoying. No, you want to do something that you're passionate about and that you're always gonna want to do, because if not, then you're just gonna be in a slump. and that's no fun. And then when you get 60, you're like, oh my gosh, I have all this freedom now. Yay. Okay. Now, do the internships, see what you want to do, volunteer, shadow, but choose something that you're actually passionate about doing. Don't just do it just because someone told you you should do it or because this is where all the money's at. Do it because it makes you happy. My next thing of advice in college would be networking. Networking. I can't say it more. Networking. Because it doesn't always matter what you know, it matters about who you know sometimes. So sometimes if you know somebody who works at a job, like you intern with them or you're just like friends with them, who works at a job that you want to work at, knowing them really helps you either get an internship into them or get a job with them. I can't stress that enough, that it really does help down the road. And it also helps with just like broadening your horizon, because regardless if you don't want to work at that place that this person that you know works, someone else in your friend group or your family or just a random person that you meet might want to, and then you can be like, hey, I know this person who works there, you should definitely message them, and then friend that this person that you met is going to be messaging them about a position or whatever the case they may be, just so they're not surprised, like, oh, some random person messaging me, how'd they get my email, or whatever the case. But networking is a definite thing that I would recommend for sure. Now, my 7th piece of advice would be take breaks in school. Take breaks. If you're studying for hours on end, or if you're just like having classes back to back to back, you need to take a break. You need to do anything you can as a breather, whether that be working out, taking a nap, watching a show, hanging out with friends. Do something that gets your mind off of school for a little bit, because I guarantee you that all that overworking and stress is going to make you not feel good. That's one thing. You're going to be sad because you're just overly stressed and doing all this work, and that is just making you go crazy. You're not going to retain the information as well as you would if you took breaks and then came back to what you were doing, and then you would learn the information again. Well, learn the information better. But definitely take breaks. They are the most important thing, especially if you're studying for something like a big test. If you're studying for a big test that's like really important to you, let's say you're taking organic chemistry or genetics or whatever, you need to start studying early. That's first. And make sure you take the breaks that you need. If you're gonna overstudy, you're not gonna remember the information, and that's not gonna help you on the test. And I understand, like, you have good and bad stress, whatever, but taking the break really does help. Now, my 8th piece of advice is recognize that you may fail. And failure's okay. That took me a long time to understand, because I hate failing. Everyone hates failing. Everyone wants to be perfect and be successful and whatever. But understand that failure is okay. Failure helps you down the road to grow and to learn from your mistakes and to be more successful down the road. So failure is not a bad thing. If you get all A's all the time and you fail this one test, it is okay. It is okay. You're gonna be okay. I promise you. Because one bad thing is gonna help you down the road way more than just being successful all the time. Because if you're successful all the time, you're never going to know what failure feels like. You're never going to grow from that position that you were in. So the failure is going to help you grow down the road. My 9th piece of advice would be take care of yourself. You come first no matter what, no matter any tests, no matter anything in college, whether do what you need to do to maintain your health. Because if you do not, you're just going to hurt yourself at the end. So do the things that you need to do, whether that be going to sleep early, eating the right foods, a big thing, eat the right foods, guaranteed. Drinking water, exercising, maintain your health and hygiene for sure. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, Because you're gonna feel better when you take care of yourself, and then you're gonna do better down the road because you feel good. So definitely take care of yourself. My 10th and final piece of advice would be to do scholarships. Scholarships are going to help you pay off your debt with school. If you didn't know that, that's what's gonna happen if you do scholarships. Scholarships are great, okay? I mean, sometimes you're not always gonna get the ones that you want, but they will help you, and every scholarship helps. Don't just do the scholarships that are worth $1,000 or $2,000. Do the little scholarships too that are only worth $5, $10. Every scholarship matters, and it will help you no matter what. So, yeah. So that is all the advice I have. Those are my 10 big things for advice right now from graduating from undergrad, but I am now in grad school, so my advice may change. Yep, so those are my tips and tricks for college in general, whether it be graduating college early or just going through college. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know more things about what I did in school or anything college related, go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. And yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys later.